This is a departure for me. I'm not what you would call a political person. In fact, I am an anarchist, which is about as apolitical as one can be. I do, however, have an opinion about the fate and future of humanity. No one seems to want to speak about the most pressing and relevant crisis of our time, which is overpopulation. There are simply too many people competing for too few resources. In a society where propagation is espoused by all our religions, and economic growth the mantra of our financial and governmental institutions, there's little hope of stopping the spiral of entropy we are careening towards. Things fall apart. There's no avoiding that. The question is, can we abate the tremendous loss of life and the colossal degradation of spirit that is inevitable if we continue down the path of greed and glamorization and even glorification of greed that seem to be the core of our current culture? These are big questions, worthy of much scrutiny and discourse. As the more basic problem of overpopulation, I propose a simple remedy. I am sure you have heard of the homosexual agenda. This is largely a creation of the paranoid delusions of religious fanatics. Be that as it may, I am hereby unabashedly, and with the courage of my convictions, subscribing to and advocating a homosexual agenda. I believe that the encouragement and embrace of same-sex relationships is the only hope we have of stemming the tide of rampant and uncontrolled breeding that currently threatens the very existence of humanity. As to the concerns of the conservative and religious, these are factions of our society which are anathema to progress and evolution. Religion has always been the refuge of spineless, cowering ignorance, manipulated by the most secretive and malevolent elitist among us. An erosion of the influence of organized religion of any kind is a necessary element of the continued spiritual evolution of humanity towards a greater understanding of our place in the cosmos. Christianity and Islam in particular are representative of the most primitive aspects of human nature. If I want to draw a picture of Muhammad having anal sex with Jesus, I should feel free to do so. Anyone offended by this should realize that they are subjugating their own intellect to ideals and constraints that have been thrust upon them and are in direct conflict with the notion of free will. Think of it this way. People are not about to stop fornicating. If the vast majority of copulation was merely for pleasure and could not result in pregnancies, then only those truly desiring to and willing to make the sacrifices inherent in child rearing would do so. How much more qualified would your average parent be under these circumstances? Make no mistake, we are living at the end of an age. The most important thing we can do for the future is to stop trying to live vicariously through our offspring and concentrate on our own dreams and the dreams of those who already cohabitate this world with us. The future is now. The age of gluttony and inherited wealth is coming to an end. The power-mad and privileged elite have had their day. The warmongers have debased us enough. It is time to embrace a more human, kind, and gay society.